Paralyze them. Paralyze them.
Blow horns,
Yes.
you know. But then we talked about, okay, if somebody used it, we wouldn't know what to do. We'd just be like, Sydney, I heard your horn. Like, we wouldn't know if we heard a horn. We'd just be like,
Why are you disrupting my session? You're blowing your horn.
you blew it, so I'm just, are you alive?
So I think it's
We
something
have
that
the-
management struggles with. They're not going to issue you tools, right, to harm people, but carry it on your own, right? Every single one of you have pepper spray in your purse?
No.
Yes?
No.
Yes? Okay, get it, please. And then when you have it, we talk about this gift of fear by giving to Becker. Not just have it, but I see some pretty good sized large purses. Not just have it, but can you get to it, right?
Yeah.
So you're walking through the parking lot at the outlet mall, and if a guy's walking up to you, and that creepy guy, and you're having to dig through it, you're like, oh, lipstick case, no, mace, no. If you're having to dig through it, it's too late. You've already set yourself up for failure. So have it and have it accessible. That's something I would encourage y'all to get. I mean, mace is absolutely going to buy you some time.
Okay, I went to but my last job, we traveled to people's homes, and so we had somebody come and talk to us about the pepper spray, but it was like one of the higher levels and fairly expensive. But I mean, can you tell us a little bit about how much time and how much damage that would do to somebody that's like attacking you or approaching
Doesn't
you?
it, Elaine, if you sprayed it then, doesn't it get you kind of too, or no? It
So
doesn't?
there are cross-contamination issues.
Yeah, there are.
And there are also issues with, and this is not necessarily something that you should be thinking about in that moment. That becomes the least of your concerns. But deploying that stuff inside ventilation systems, sending it to the whole building.
Right.
You know, all of a sudden the whole building's gagging on pepper spray. But
Don't care.
even in the stuff that we carry, there's a 16% roughly failure rate for OC spray. So 16% of the population, you spray them, they use it as mouthwash. I mean, it has absolutely no effect on them. It's a very good tool to have. It's not 100%, but neither is this. So to have several plans in place, whereas, you know, I'm going to try to de-escalate verbally, that's not working. Okay, I may have to put hands on you, that's not working. Sprayed you, that's not working. Bam, that's not working. I mean, we will tell you, and I think you need to have a plan A, B, C, and D. But if anybody tells you that stuff is absolutely 100%, it will knock down anybody, that is not going to be the case. It's very helpful. It will buy you some time.
I'd at least like to have it to give it a try, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you don't have
Like
anything else.
for the eyes?
Yeah, your target area for most of those are going to be
Any soft tissue area.
yeah, ear to ear or eyes, nose. We'll train our guys T-zone, which this is the T.
And then how about any, like, just some things coming to mind since it is getting darker earlier? I mean, I always grab my key and have it ready because I know my key is sharp. Yeah. But is there anything else that y'all can recommend other than that, or is that effective? Have y'all known situations?
Don't you have like a flashlight taser thing?
people use their key?
That's what we need.
Actually, the panic button on your key fob.
On your key fob?
The panic button, because it's a shocking sound and it draws attention from anyone that's in the area.
Great.
Even though ultimately we ignore those things in the mall
Right.
parking lot, it does grab people's attention immediately.
I think your key, I mean, if you had to have a weapon, man, your key sounds so, well, I can talk to her. You just poke them in the eye and stab their eyeball out, you know? I mean, just get after it. You know, we're thinking worst case scenario, but your key is absolutely a very accessible weapon. And the reality is, you'll go your whole life and never have to poke someone's eye out with your key.
Between your knuckles.
But what if?
We should
What?
practice.
Yeah. And so,
Yeah.
but not to give you ladies a hard time, but we see it whenever especially when we do undercover operations, and we're coming up into the Christmas, Thanksgiving area. So we get to, really nice for us, we get to watch people through our glasses, and they don't even know we're police officers, so we do some of the craziest things. Well, not to beat you ladies up, but you walk down out into the parking lot, and you're carrying all your bags, and then when you get to your car, step by step, you put the bags down, you put your purse on the trunk, you dig through here, step by step, we see it.
Yeah.
You dig through there, there's my keys, you unlock the door. We can almost do it for you. But what's wrong with having your keys in your hand before you get there. You can let your presence
Whose
go.
mother didn't teach them that?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you watch. You'll see people who are guilty of it.
It's cool.
And then earbuds, add earbuds to that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you
yeah.
can't
Or
hear-
talking to your phone.
Yeah, anything that's going on around you while you're doing all of
Yeah. So I
Listen to
mean,
music.
yeah. So I
So
guess.
we're not supposed to be running with our earbuds anymore.
Yeah. So I mean.
see a lot of people on their cell phones, not aware of anything around them. It's nighttime, nothing's out on their phone.
We're all guilty of that. You're absolutely right. I mean, that's a problem. So, but I just don't think that y'all are going to be issued CHLs
All right.
or whatever else. But
I want a weapon.
keys, pepper spray. I mean, pepper spray. You can buy it $3 or $4. I think that's a good investment.
Do you think in those situations like parking lots or like the apartment example you gave, that there's merit to body language and eye contact with a potential person here?
Ask me the question again. I'm sorry.
Sure. So you were talking earlier about your book about the woman at the apartment. She saw all the red flags and she just ignored them. And then you were kind of talking about the parking lot examples. Do you think men and women, just people who could be victims, that there's merit to like the body language you use around those people, eye contact? Does that make sense? Like in your experience, would you say that that's helpful
Oh, I would.
Yeah, I would.
to mitigate
So,
risk?
in reading, when I was in college, one of I'm trying to say, in criminology, we were talking about basically the profile of where we try and profile the criminals do the same thing in profiling victims. Okay. One of the things that they look at is body language. They also look at appearance. Like for instance, you call 911, a guy whose shirt is half untucked, his pants are all dirty, he's got food hanging off of his, he shows up to take your call. Does he look as professional? Does he look like he knows as much of what he's doing as a guy whose shoes are shined, he looks like he's in shade, shirt's pressed? I mean, those are two different representations. I mean, it's the exact same job, but you got two different representations of it. It's the same thing when you present yourself or when we present ourselves. If you come across as being someone who's unsure and confident, and you present that, then you make yourself a more appealing target. So I would say from that aspect, absolutely. When you're looking at, we see it more on the deception side when we're talking to individuals, looking away, covering up their mouth, talking about moving the chair, leaning toward the exit. That's the other one you'll see when they can't move their chair around enough. They're almost falling out of their chair because they're leaning toward the door because they don't want to be in that room with you. Those are all indicators, not just one. You've got to put them all together. Indicators of deception. But people that are wearing clothes that are unseasonable. If it's 85 degrees outside, you shouldn't be wearing a parka. What are you hiding under there? All of those things, I will tell you that there's merit to all of that.
Yeah.
And Gavin DeBecker does a great job of saying, just trust your gut.
Yeah.
And part of that, you may not realize that you're seeing it. Your subconscious will pick up on it. Or, I'll even tell you, I think sometimes it's the Holy Spirit telling you, ooh, that's some bad stuff. You need to get away from it if you're a faith person.
Well, some of these people that are serial murderers or killers, we put them in jail. I think we kill them too early. And that's my opinion. That's not the police department. But I think we should keep them around just a little bit longer to pick their brain, like Ted Bundy. Have y'all done some reading on Ted Bundy? He absolutely, his killers were not random, right? He picked people, right, who were nice or kind. And I think all of you have a servant's heart. You're in this profession because your heart is whole. You want to help people. And sometimes people mistake your kindness for a weakness. Would y'all agree with that? You're not weak people, you're kind people. So Ted Bundy, when you do reading on him, he would pretend like his car was broken down. So that person who came to help him, that female, that's who he would attack. Or somebody, he would put himself in crutches, is one of the killers that he had. He'd have himself in crutches. And whenever he dropped something, like any of you would do, oh man, that poor guy's in crutches, let me help him pick up his stuff. He's like, aha, vulnerability. And so Ted Bundy, when you read things on him and everything that Ted Bundy talked about in the short time that he was alive, he picked his targets because he thought they were weak. And so that's one thing that, it wasn't random. So the way you present yourself, we call it command presence, is what, in short, what he was explaining. Your command presence is the very first thing that people explain to you. Y'all have all been to the classes where when we have a message like me and Chancellor today, 10% is what we said, 90% is what our body language and how we presented it. So, so I think you're absolutely right. You're getting vibes all the time, back and forth, that two-way communication. Yes, ma'am.
I was just going to attest to that. I didn't know if it was true or not, but I feel like a friend told me when I was probably about 20 or 25 years old, somewhere between there, that it was the way that I used to have a lot of negative experiences with men in public. And she said it was because, and it was totally right, I would like get shy and like I would get submissive because I thought I was just going to make them go away by not looking at them. So I would just look at the ground and pretend they weren't there.
Right.
And it made them do it even more because I wasn't giving them attention.
Right.
But she taught me how, and I had to practice it, to just stop and just look straight at them and look at people and have the body posture that I have more power.
Sure.
And it completely stopped. I don't have that problem anymore at all. So they were like picking up on my weakness or what looked like being kind or nice because I just thought if I'm really sweet, they won't do anything to me. But I learned that I had to be really like commanding.
I think you're absolutely right. Every single person, if they think about it, they've done the exact same thing as you. You're in that elevator, and it's just you and that guy, and you're like, I will not look at him, and he won't be looking at me. All of a sudden, you look up, he's looking at you, you're like, you look back down. And I've been there, so everybody has been in that exact same thing. So as opposed to that command presence of looking forward, and Tim said it kind of nicely, but again, internally, we say be kind to every person you meet, but also have a plan to kill them. And that sounds really, really, and I know you get it. I know, my girl over there gets it. But
I want to know what his plan is for you. What is it?
Sleeping one eye open.
Yeah, we truly are kind to every single person we meet, but when we see somebody, we're like, okay, if I had to kill this guy, how would I do it? It doesn't matter if he's 6'6" and 250 pounds. In our mind, we're like, I can take you. I can take you. I'm going home with my family tonight. I can kill you if I need to. But yes, sir, how may I help you with your I mean, that's how all of us are. So, I mean, I would think like that. So, you're absolutely right. And good for you, or good for your friend to pointing that out to you.
Yeah.
And I mean, we do that in like bullying workshops too. We say you don't have to puff up and be defensive and argumentative, but don't withdraw in and shut down either, but stand your ground. And then people are less likely to see you as a target.
You're absolutely
You're
right.
an easy target to see just like.
Like the woman in the book that, you know, all the signs were there and that she was going to be attacked. Should you make eye contact and just stare them down, or should?
I'm a huge fan of eye contact.
Yeah.
Because if people, this is my personal opinion only, not necessarily the opinion of the Red Police Department.
That's awesome.
Yes, but I think that when you give somebody eye contact, that you are addressing them specifically, as opposed to where you're kind of looking at them like this. And I think it is not only is it a confidence issue, but when you boil it all down, people that are doing that type of harm are looking for easier victims. Okay, they're not going after the folks that are
Spunky, that are going to fight back, that are going to give them any resistance, that are going to scream and fight.
Yeah.
You look them right in the eye and go, bring it.
I got this.
And if you do carry off what you're planning on,
Power.
I'm going to be able to do that
And-
picture.
Yeah. And then you post
I'm
those
memorizing
photos.
every feature of your face.
Yeah.
So how do we tie that into your counseling sessions, right? I think it's a whole package, right? I hate to think that y'all are going to go back to your counseling sessions and just mean mug everybody. You know?
How you feel, and inside you're thinking, how can I kill you?
I hope that's not
Just
the goal.
want you to heal.
But
That's where I kill you.
That's what I heal your emotions.
But I just hope that in the counseling sessions, not just one piece of what Chancellor said, or Mary, or the sergeant from Wilco, but all of it together. The whole entire big picture is taken. So often people dissect the one thing that we said, but it's a whole package of a deal. So we're 4 minutes left. Yes, ma'am. And we'll stay as long as we want. I just don't want to keep y'all.
I hate to focus on just the counseling program, but if nobody else has a question. So when you walked into our building, when you guys came and saw it, you saw that there's a door that the clients, you walk into the door and then to the right, there's Mandy, and then right next to her, there's the bathroom in the hallway, and that's where you go back into the counseling offices. Do you think we need to be keeping that one locked? And if so, I guess we just need to figure out, like, key-wise, or if we just open it when we go get our client, but then close it, and it's locked, and then is that awkward with the client to have to unlock the door every time, but really someone could just come in and go straight back to her office.
That's gonna be a business decision. Me personally, I say inconvenience people.
Well,
I mean,
I would lock that door.
I would lock it. I would, I mean.
And it's gonna be a pain in the tail for y'all to get in and out of that door, but the issue is that if nobody's there standing at that door at any point, if somebody can get by that first window, and Mandy was telling me about some dude who did some centipede move that was like sneaking around, and it's like, lock that fool out.
Yeah.
I mean, and I would put a lock on that door. And it's gonna be a pain in the tail for whoever comes through, unless you're able to move to a key system,
Yeah.
where you can just kind of scan it and open it.
Well, even if we had some way to wear a key around our neck, so it's with us all the time when we're at work.
Well, and so we're not telling you anything that we don't do, even as police officers.
Yeah.
So when we clear your house, let's say you live in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house and you have the mother-in-law playing upstairs, whatever it is, we never give up area that we've already cleared. Does that make sense? So if we walk into your front door and we clear the kitchen, right? We do not just turn our backs on the kitchen. We do our clearing of the house. So that way, once we clear that area, we know that nobody can ever go back behind us. So we're clearing it in a manner that we never give up the area we've already cleared, because we don't want somebody else to come up on us. They're just a locked door. Once you know that area inside is safe, that's your safety zone. Outside is unsafe per se. Don't ever give that up, right? You already know what's safe is here, what's unsafe is here. Lock it, so now you don't ever have to give up what you've already cleared. So same thing in police work. We're not going to go upstairs. We're not going to clear the whole downstairs. We will hold somebody at the downstairs. I know it sounds police work like, but we'll hold somebody at the stairs with a gun. The other officers will clear the whole house, and then we will come back to the stairs and meet up with that officer. The reason why is that we don't pass the stairs, right, are unknown. We cleared that stairs, we cleared the downstairs house, then we come back to the stairs. When we were clearing that, did somebody else walk down the steps and then go into another part of the house that we didn't clear? So what we're telling you is the same thing we do in law enforcement to keep us alive every day. So yes, I mean, lock it. You already know the known inside there. It's an inconvenience, and I don't know from a supervisory position, you're like, ooh, man, that's.
I would say it's one of those things where we walk to the coffee room a million times a day. So I think when the clients come in,
yes,
4 o'clock at night or something, maybe.
Or
but when you're like in the morning, it's just us, and you have to go back and forth to the coffee room.
Oh, I didn't realize is that frequent?
What will end up happening is it'll just get
our
left
front
open.
door is open. So if we have like a safe has an angry parent, they can walk in at any time.
Yeah,
With the front door's
True.
open.
It's
Yeah.
the same concept with the recorder dude that walked in, you know,
Yeah,
he came in the
just
front
like the
door to
cook.
us, and then the next time he met Susan and tracked her in her office.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have easily came in the front door and went down the hall to Sarah's office or
Oh
somebody's
yeah,
office.
yeah.
So it's just a what do you want to do? I mean,
Yeah.
you
It's
can lock
hard.
it or all the time or make a schedule. Or,
It's hard because there's like a reality to it where I feel like it'll just get left open because we'll be in and out, in and out, in and out.
Yeah.
Million
That's
times.
something y'all have to balance. Y'all,
So anyway.
y'all know it better than us. Who
Yeah.
is the person at the front door that greets every single person?
Diane
Who's
and
that?
Mandy.
Where's
Diane and Mandy.
Diane went.
Oh, Diane left. I was like, where's
Okay, I didn't know that. So, Mandy, Diane. So, we lean on, when any of you live in an apartment complex, the newest person is probably going to be your maintenance, your custodial, right? They're the ones that have been there less amount of time, also worked their way up into management, probably. But they know more than anything. They see, when we go into apartment complexes, the first person we make a beeline towards is the maintenance worker, because they know everything,
They've
right?
been in every
They're the
big
gatekeeper,
department.
right? They're the gatekeeper. So we make a beeline, keep a great relationship with them. Same thing at a school. You're a receptionist. We don't talk to the principal. We don't talk to the counselor. We go straight to the receptionist, the gatekeeper, because they know and they see everything. Same thing with your person at your door. They see everything. They hear everything. So we probably, no offense, if something's going on or a suspicious person or have you seen this person before, your management usually, although they're helpful, they usually go to the gatekeeper, who is
Yeah.
the first person that has contact with every single person. Tell us what you saw. Tell us what they've been here before. Tell us all the details. They're the persons that are going to see everything firsthand. So I don't know if it's an inconvenience to you to lock it or for y'all to lock it. It's a business decision.
I mean,
It's
we can try
something
it.
to think about.
We can
Try it. If it doesn't work, Go back to something else. I
We're
don't-
gonna be crawling through your window. That's
Well,
what
and that
we're
window
doing
needs
is
to get
lock-
locked as well.
No joke.
Yeah.
Through the window.
Yeah, we need to not have that as a possibility.
So,
Well,
Wait, but that's how I get in if I forget my key and y'all are in a meeting.
I know.
You can
Oh,
lock
wait.
windows, right?
Come
Like
interrupt the
sliding
meeting, we'll
windows,
give you a
like at
key.
the doctor's offices, you see
Yeah.
the spot for.
If there's not a latch on it, go take a dowel rod from Home Depot and measure, and then cut it, and then just stick it in there, and then that way the glass can't slide.
Our bars on the windows, we could start doing.
Yeah. Well, I'll
Yeah,
tell you-
bulletproof.
I'll tell you what's neat is we're not even out of this room yet, and y'all are already coming up with what can we do tomorrow? What can we do to make things better? So at least your wheels are turning internally. So anything else?
What do we do for like someone in the lobby, if there's a fight in the lobby, or if it's if it's a client or someone comes in and we close the doors because we're safe in the hallways, but we have all these clients in the lobby. I mean, do we need to do anything for them, for their safety, or
Man, this sounds
if
so.
someone's in a fight in the lobby, do you
Now, when you
remove
say
everyone
fight, do you mean a
else?
physical altercation?
Yeah,
I would say
or
just call
verbal?
911.
Yeah,
Do you
at that
remove
point.
everyone else out of the lobby that's not involved in
Just
the
call
fight?
911.
I mean, what's the?
I wouldn't.
I would say call 911.
Save yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's
Actually.
it
If
sounds.
they
like-
can get out the front door into the conference room, that's great, but if they can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I absolutely would say your safety is number one. Absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying there's a room full of 8, 9, and 12 children that you don't want to save them, but the reality is you're number one, right? Other people can get themselves out of there, right? So I wouldn't even get in the middle of it and break it up. I mean, do y'all ever have fights if you're?
Nah.
They're
Just
not
about little
doing
kids.
that? Okay. Yeah.
And you can mama them.
We can manage them ish.
Do y'all have people, and I'm trying to think, because I'm trying to get into your world. Do y'all have people that they call and they mother F you, and when I get down there, I'm going to do this, and they make open-ended threats, and parents give you a hard time? I mean, do y'all,
Safe has that
It's
issue.
rare.
I don't think it counts. We do, but same building and Safe gets those.
okay, so y'all don't deal with that?
Oh, we do.
In the same building,
Oh, you do?
just different
Safe-
sides.
We do. Safe does.
So do you, when that happens, call us?
Yes.
Okay. Because sometimes people are like, well, they didn't really do anything, they just
No, we
said
always call
something.
y'all.
Okay.
And if we have to meet a client after hours, we usually call y'all to circle the area. If we think if we're going to be up there by ourselves, we usually call y'all.
Good.
You know,
Good, good.
exciting. Right? We call y'all all the time.
Well, I'm not in dispatch now, but oh yes, you have called.
Yes.
Yes,
call Mary.
absolutely. You
Yes.
know, it's open 24/7. They're out there. Call them, and if it's de-escalated and everybody went away and nothing happened, okay. But we don't want to find out later, I didn't want to bother you guys. They were there. They were right there. So don't hesitate to call. Don't hesitate to err on the side of safety.
That's good to know.
Yes, please.
And I think another business decision, and this is something that you're going to have to decide, is at what point do you tell somebody, we're not going to offer you services, and you can leave now, and if you don't leave, we're going to call 911, and then they're going to show up, and they're going to make you leave. And then if you don't leave willingly, they're going to give you the asphalt shampoo, and then they're going to drag you off the property, and then they will either arrest you and give you a CTW, or we'll give you a CTW. If you come back on the property, we will arrest you.
Oh, no, it's usually like, I can see you're angry. Should we process those? We're not gonna, we're like very accommodating
And that's fine,
so,
because accommodating is okay when folks are in a rational mindset.
yeah.
When folks are not in a rational mindset, then you give them two options. You can either leave, or we're gonna make you leave. Because unless there's something that y'all have to deal with that most other folks don't, you have the right to refuse service to anyone. And I know that kind of goes against, the servant type thing, but if you're gonna be a pain in the tail, then you do not have the right to be here. Treatment is a privilege, is not a right. And if you can't act like an adult, or at least somebody who can follow instructions, then you can leave.
You ladies, y'all know your business. The
Yeah.
fact is, MHMR, if they call us every time somebody was upset, Blue Lines will just station a police officer at Blue Bonnet, right? The fact is, they know when the crap has hit the wall, or hit the fan, so y'all do too. So, I guess if nothing else, we walk away saying, call us early, call us often. Please don't hesitate to call us. Your police department is here for you, at least in Round Rock. We like Austin too. Anything else? We're 5 minutes over and we're sorry. Y'all have busy lives.
Oh, we
but,
thank y'all so much. I mean, that's
Yeah.
really good to hear.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.